Tovarishie. Our target for tonight is a German supply depot located in the town of Liozna. Each aircraft will carry 4 Fab 250 general-purpose bombs to effect the destruction of this target. We have no fighter escort, as this is a night operation. The formation will bomb from an altitude of 1,900 meters, or higher at commander's discretion. Numerous lakes and rivers are visible on the run-up to the target. That's all. Давай, мужики. Welcome back aboard my Tupolev SB for the 10th mission of this SB career. Let's get this airplane started and get underway. Actually, I didn't want to do that just yet. Throttle cracked just a little bit, seems to be all that's required. Prop pitch full forward, radiators full open, mixture auto rich, and now turn over engine 1. And put the lights on. I think I'm still not going to turn my nav and landing lights on for takeoff, but whatever. And of course the engine doesn't start on the first go. Turn it over again. There we go. That seems to be pretty much where it needs to be. So turning over engine 2. While that's starting, I'll set flaps for takeoff and lock the tail wheel. Good start on engine 2. Make sure they're both selected. Shut the canopy. And I'll just take a quick peek at the map before we go, just so I can grab an initial heading. So we're going to take off. Overhead this river, we'll take a heading of 311. I'll write that down. And that's going to be our heading for a substantial portion of the trip to the target. I'll talk a little bit more about the remaining route once we're underway. Let's go. And nice and easy to stay aligned on the runway, because I just aim for between the 2 searchlights at the end. Hopefully those searchlights are just kind of on and not actually pointing at something that could be a threat to us. We shall see. So far we haven't encountered the enemy at night. What the hell? No, we just have the hazards of some numpty parking a truck on the runway. Ugh, always has to be something. Anyway, gear up. And should be able to bring flaps up. And set climb power, I think. Do now. And there's the river. So get ready to make that turn. Now, items about navigation. First thing, we've been assigned a cruise altitude of 1,900 meters. I'll probably make it an even 2,000, but I think I do want to stay low for this mission. The main reason being that the last time we attacked a supply depot, well, last time we tried to attack a supply depot, I couldn't find it. So, potentially, if we're a little lower, that might not be a problem. That being said, and I'll point this out on the map in a minute, the target we are headed to today does have a railway station, so if I can't spot anything that looks really like a depot, I think I'll make that railway station my secondary target, because it will definitely be part of the German logistics network. So, let's see. Once we're established in the climb, which we basically are, I think everything's pretty much going fine. I think those guys are all in the air and probably have their lights off by now. So our first navigation checkpoint will be crossing this next river up here, then another one, then another one. We have plenty of nice visible waterways on the way to the target. We've got this lake. So navigation shouldn't be too difficult as long as these clouds don't really get in the way. That and staying on heading. Now our initial point is going to be over this forest clump here, and I should at least be able to spot these lakes and work my way over to the target based on that. So we are making a turn just before the run up to the target, but I think I should be able to manage that. Especially if we don't have to do any wind correction, which so far we haven't really had to. I always check to see if we have any appreciable drift, but it seems like there's pretty much always no wind at night. In-game, anyway. So... yeah, oh. What's this? Those are Chaikas, I-15s, I think. biplanes with retractable landing gear. I don't think they could really be anything else. I don't think they're specifically escorting us. I think they're just patrolling. But hey, doesn't hurt to have them around. Anyway, I'm going to continue to climb and navigate towards the target. I'll probably check in again once we level off. Welcome back. I really suspect that not much outside of the window is all that visible in YouTube vision, but we have just crossed this river here. So we're crossing over enemy lines, then back over friendly, then back over enemy. But anyway, just wanted to check in with a few navigation items. We've leveled off at 2,000 meters, and it is time to do the calculating of the true airspeed. So the outside air temperature looks like it's about -2. We're at 2,000 meters, which is 6,561 feet. Okay, I think I've entered that correctly. So, with an indicated airspeed of 300, that gives us a true airspeed of 330. Okay. I will go ahead and enter all of that stuff into the site. So we'll pop in 2,000 meters. And 330 kilometers an hour true airspeed. And we're flying quite low today, so errors in sight setting could affect accuracy less. That being said, I think our accuracy has actually been pretty good up until now. I haven't outright missed a target that I've actually dropped bombs on before, for what it's worth, so yeah. What else was I gonna say? Not much really. Do a little trimming of the rudder, and I guess I was gonna talk about the target. So we're notionally looking for a German supply depot in the southwest corner of the town here. You'll notice there's also a railway, so there is a railway station, like I said before. If we don't see anything depot-like, that will be my secondary target. I imagine if there is something depot-like, it'll probably be co-located with the railway station, so that will be kind of a general target area. That's pretty much the plan. I don't think there's a whole lot more to say. I wonder if I can spot this river over here. Should be about where we are. Maybe from... I can't see much there. Well, this lake is quite visible on our starboard side, so that's a fairly positive fix. I can make sure I cross this river at more or less the desired location, so just where it curves left. Yeah, I think we might be very slightly left of track, so I will turn a few degrees to starboard and just regain track visually there, and then resume once we cross over it. But I think that's about the only navigation item that needs attending for now. I'll probably come back as we near the target. Welcome back. This forest clump down here is this one here. So we are approaching our initial point. Once we pass over it, we'll turn left to a heading of 278, or at least that's our desired track, and we'll align with this lake over here, and that should draw pretty much a straight line over Liozna and the target. So, I think we're just a few seconds from where we want to make the turn. I'll do it once I estimate where abeam the southern edge of this forest here. That should give us enough space to make the turn in a relatively shallow fashion, and we should be able to pick up this river on the way in as well. So I think that's about the right time. So turn left heading 278, or align with that lake visually. Hopefully they'll be about the same if I've timed this correctly. We'll see. And 285, 280, 2, 7, 8. Yep, that's pretty close. I timed that pretty well. Our altitude has crept up. I'll just pop that into the bomb site instead of trying to fuss around with it. So, since we are on the bomb run, I will open my bomb bay doors and I will issue the order to drop bombs on my command, and we'll head down to the site. Oops. Run it out and see what we can see. We might have a short distance yet to go to the target. And also, actually, am I observing any drift? I actually didn't check earlier. I kind of got complacent about it not happening at night. No, I don't think there is any. Okay. Well, that makes our job easier, because when there's no wind, I mean, this site can't really meaningfully correct for the effect of wind on ground speeds so much, unless we already know it. Okay, so this is this southern bump in the river, where this bridge is. We should pass just south of the bridge, which we are, and then the town should be a little bit beyond that before the next river. So it should be right about here. And I can't quite pick it out yet, but I have a pretty good idea of where it's going to be. I think we're maybe slightly left of it, but I'm not going to bother to try and correct onto it yet until we can actually see it. But I think we're pretty well aligned. Yeah, that town is coming into view. Interesting that it seems to be a little bigger than the... Well, no, actually, I don't think the map really lied. Anyway, we're looking at the southwest end here. Probably about here is where we're expecting that target, so... Try and see if I can pick up the railway. It should be beside the road. Yeah, that kind of looks like a railway station. Yeah. Okay. Since I have a second, I'll recheck our indicated airspeed hasn't changed, which it hasn't. Where's our target relative to the river? Possibly a little bit further up, maybe? I'm having a hard time picking out the railway. Yeah. You know, once again, I'm not sure I have a super positive idea on the target. Is that it? You know, I'm pretty sure it is, but now I've missed it. So I'm gonna have to make another run. So, do I just want to do a loop and then come back? I think I do. I think I'll just overfly the lake as my new initial point. And then we'll come back. Where's the lake? Is it underneath the guns here? I think it is, actually. Depends, I did curve a long way to port there. Yeah, actually, since I have the opportunity, let's take a look out the tail here. Whoops. So, I figured that the target was back there, I think. Yeah. Well, we'll see how it looks when we come back around. I'll give it just a little bit of time before I make that turn. What do we got, by the way, landmarks over here? We got this river snaking out in front of us, which is this one here. Okay, that's pretty positive. I just want to give myself a long enough run-up to align on the target properly when we come back around. Because that did look fairly railway station-y to me. Yeah. One thing that would be nice would be to have an actual reconnaissance photograph of the target, because then I wouldn't have any trouble at all deciding what was what, but it's sort of left up to me to figure out, based on just a map position, what I'm actually supposed to bomb, which is not super helpful. But anyway, so reference that lip in the river there with the forest to the south. Yeah, where the other thing, the river pops up closest to it. Yeah, I see where it is. I actually probably can lose a little bit of altitude in the turn. Just have to make sure I dial it into the site accordingly. One benefit of there being no wind is that I can make my run up from any angle, and it doesn't matter. There's no wind to correct for. It's just a pure sort of ballistic projection without any other factors. We're not quite dropping a spherical cow into a frictionless vacuum, but about as close as it gets. Ha! Someone else is attacking something. Well, good luck to you, lads. Yeah. Ooh. Actually, I see tracers coming up from over there. That's interesting. Well, if they're shooting at someone else, they're not shooting at me, so that's okay, I guess. Ha! You know, I'm half tempted to bomb where I see the tracers coming up from. But that's probably someone else's target. Anyway, what I was reasonably certain was our target was over here. Except now I can't see. Oh, yes, I can. And it is by the main road, which we didn't know was co-located with the railway. Okay, I feel a little bit better about this, actually, than last time we came to a depot. Okay. Yeah, I think we will drop on this cluster of buildings here, and I will have a clear-ish conscience. Okay. We're dropping all four, and bombs away. And, golly gee, I hope we hit what we're supposed to. Okay, well, people are calling out things destroyed. I don't know if that's us or whoever else is attacking a target in this area, but either way, we need to get out of here. So our egress heading is south, I think. If I'm reading that correctly. Yeah, so off the target we take a heading of 158. I'll probably be more like 180 from where we are. There's some flak coming up from the town, but it doesn't seem to be particularly accurate. We are supposed to aim for something like a clump of trees. Yeah, this whole blob here. Okay, yeah, this bit here. Okay, I have a pretty positive fix on that. Not sure if I really want to fly in a straight line, though. Whatever. I don't think the flak is even necessarily shooting at us. But in any case, that is our set heading point. Well, but only for one leg. So from there we take a heading of 071 and then probably try to find Rudnya. And then that's our set heading point for the trip home, where we take a heading of 131. Okay. Bit of a complicated route today. It's not really just a pure there and back affair. But I think I should be able to find my way along it. Okay, I think we're pretty much over that point on the map, so we take a heading of 071. And now that town might actually be kind of tricky to find. We'll have to see about that. Make sure we do the thing so that Buddy closes his doors. And there's a cloud in the way, so we've really got to trust the heading for a while. Well, there is a blob of trees that we're, I think, supposed to pass north of. That's fairly positive. Okay. Something's burning down there. Someone's attacking something, or someone has gone in. You know what? I'll just overfly that forest clump there, regardless of what heading that gives us, because I think we blew through this turn a little bit. But then we should be able to find it, I think. Well, if we didn't hit our target, hopefully someone did. But I actually have a reasonably high degree of confidence that what we bombed was a railway station. He says, one never does know with these things. Got searchlights down there. I'll keep an eye open for any flak that might... Oh, that's an airfield. German airfield. Okay, that is quite likely to have guns on it, so I definitely won't fly straight and level as we pass over it, and indeed I might route very slightly around it. That being said, it should be near the town, so maybe I can spot that? Yep, there it is. So our set heading point is really just beyond that. We've got tracers coming up at us. Yeah, we're pretty low. Okay, well, make sure that we're evading here. Don't fly straight and level when you don't have to. Blue tracers, how interesting. Yeah, so I'll probably just fly a bit of an arc around the town and then take that assigned heading. Still have those tracers coming up? Might as well assume that they are. Just don't fly straight and level for a bit. I'll try not to be too abrupt so that the formation can stay together, especially since it's in the dark. I can see that lake over there. Oh yeah, we're pointing like almost north now. It's about time to make the turn, I think. Heading 131, and that should take us pretty much all the way home. As long as we're far enough away from that airfield. I think we are now, so I'm not too worried. Yeah. 131. Try not to miss it. There. 131 degrees. Make sure the rudder is trimmed. Yeah, I think that's about right. And our first visual checkpoint on the return trip will probably be abeam the lake up there, and also this skinnier, funny-shaped lake, which is here, and then a river beyond that. Should be able to see all of that pretty clearly on the way, so I'm not too worried. We should be able to navigate home. Okie dokie, we have made it home without any further, well, anything, and that is Lisovka Airfield down there. An airfield which I strongly suspect we are only going to fly this one mission out of, because the Germans are nearby, and, like, the front line has moved a lot even since the last mission. Our old airfield was here, and now, I mean, look, we've got these big German prongs going towards Smolensk, and they're going south, more of them up here. Honestly, don't be surprised if we're on a new map for the next mission. We'll see how that goes. Anyway, I'm going to make a left base onto the runway from which we took off here, which seems to be marked by the searchlights. So, prop the forward, mixed rudder rich. I can get the gear flaps out now. Verify that the tail wheel's locked. And send my formation back to base on their own. Request landing, and then just focus on flying the airplane, especially since I've left the turn to final a little bit late. Well, landing and nav lights on for all the good they're going to do. And this time, I'm actually going to leave some power on until touchdown, because the last few times, when I pull it off over the button of the runway, it seems like we kind of drop in a bit, kind of run out of speed before touching down, because it always end up being higher than I think we are. That being said, we've got some extra speed, so I won't be... this will be a wheel landing. And we'll try not to hit that bloody truck on the runway again. When I shut this airplane down, I'm going to go give someone a smack about that. Anyway. Flaps up. Vacate. Park over there where other aeroplanes are. Vaguely where we're supposed to be. Although these look like fighters. Yeah, those are MiGs. And there's like stuff. More stuff on the runways. Guys. What's going on here? Anyway, let's stop before we run into the privy ditch. Lights off. Engines off. Canopy open. There we are. Lights, which seem to be for our benefit, but hard to say for sure. And I think we will head straight to the debrief. So, you've done well. The motherland needs pilots like you. Doesn't record me destroying anything like vehicles or anything. Honestly, the track file is probably going to be the only thing that offers any clue as to what we might have hit. None of this is ours. This was all hit by the other aircraft that were attacking the town because we bombed something. Oh, jeez, you know, my track doesn't pass over what I thought I was bombing. Yeah, it's possible that we didn't hit the intended target this time. Hard to say. Again, the track file, which will have replayed by now, will probably reveal more about that than I can here, but... Well, probably the nicest thing I can say is you can't win them all. Unless we did hit it, in which case, still can't win them all, because of what's happened previously. Anyway, I'll be back with the next mission reasonably soon. Don't be surprised if we're on a new map next time. That's going to be it for now. Toodles.